from my way! Keep off!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest Disney movies.
Don't worry, Larry. I won't hurt you. It's much more fun to just convert you.
For this list, we'll be looking at Disney films that made our spines tingle and teeth chatter, sticking with us well into adulthood. Which scary Disney movie defined/ruined your childhood? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Hocus Pocus. We remember this Halloween staple for its goofy comedy and bewitching performances, but the setup is much creepier than some might recall.
'Tis time!
The film opens with a young girl having her life sucked out, a young man being separated from his family as a cat, and the hanging of 3 witches. And much of this takes place on screen.
This is terribly uncomfortable.
While the rest of the film injects plenty of silly moments, the children of Salem remain in peril throughout.
Come, little children, the time's come to play. Here in my garden of magic.
As funny as the Sandersons are, they can be genuinely threatening as well. Director Kenny Ortega drapes every scene with an autumn ambiance that screams Season of the Witch. For every flying vacuum cleaner, there's a wicked image that's burned into our subconscious.
Salt! Ha! What a clever little white witch! But it will not save thy friends.
Number 9. Escape to Witch Mountain. This adaptation of Alexander H. Key's novel is infused with horror royalty. Director John Huff, who previously made The Legend of Hell House, brings a similar sense of gothic suspense. It also features a pre-Dr. Loomis Donald Pleasance as an antagonist.
When you've heard my report, I think you'll understand. I have found what you're looking for.
The true stars, though, are Kim Richards and Ike Eisenman as 2 siblings with a 6th sense in common. With mystery clouding their past, the brother and sister find themselves on a road trip for answers.
Now don't get any ideas. I got no patience with kids. Especially runaways.
But it's just the opposite, sir. We're trying to find where home is.
Although the final destination is admittedly more lighthearted, the build-up possesses some of the eeriest moments in any Disney film. It's the element of the unknown that supplies the film with such a chilling effect, but the warmth of family pulls us through.
You 2 got powers beyond belief!
We're not doing this. This is something too powerful for us to do. Somebody else is making this happen.
Number 8. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This anthology film is something of a slow burn. It opens with the fun and fancy-free Wind in the Willows before getting to the more menacing Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Even then, this portion takes its time establishing the mood, much like a campfire story.
Long about midnight, the ghosts and banshees, they get together for their nightly jamboree. There's things with horns and saucer eyes, some with fangs about this size.
Bing Crosby's narration is comforting, yet ominous, hinting that something sinister is just around the corner. The segment delivers on the fright with its finale, in which Ichabod Crane comes face to face, kind of, with the Headless Horseman. The climax is a blood-curdling chase as the horseman supplies nightmare fuel with his jack-o'-lantern head and diabolical laugh. Voice actor Billy Bletcher also voiced Pete and the Big Bad Wolf, but nothing tops that cackle. We're getting out of here. Number 7. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. With the studio's first feature, Disney sought to prove that animation could do more than make audiences smile. Walt's crew not only showed that the medium can move us, but it can also be downright horrifying.
Let me see thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
While not as grim as its source material, Disney's Snow White quickly descends into darkness with the evil queen, her hauntingly baritone mirror, and the titular princess's woodland nightmare. Although the film is balanced with charming, colorful moments, the Queen and her elderly alter ego never fail to trigger goosebumps, ravaging the screen like a poisoned apple.
Oh, perfect disguise.
There might be more interesting Disney villains, but the Queen perhaps instills the most terror. She's definitely featured in her share of bad dreams over the years. Number 6. Something Wicked This Way Comes. This is one of the most sophisticatedly dark films that Disney has ever produced, arguably appealing even more to older audiences. Ray Bradbury adapts his own novel with his words beautifully manifesting into atmospheric dread.
We are the hungry ones. Your torments call us like dogs in the night, and we do feed, and feed well.
Director Jack Clayton previously tackled psychological horror in 1961's The Innocents. Something Wicked is more of the supernatural variety, but Clayton brings the same gothic ambiance.
Only I think there is something missing from your life. Something that could make you so happy.
The performances are effective across the board, especially Jonathan Pryce as the mysterious Mr. Dark. You get the sense that nobody went into this project with the sentiment that they were making a kids' movie. It's a film that treats its audience like adults, going to places that we honestly never expected to see from Disney. The guillotine, anyone?
Those boys. They've seen too much. Hunt them down. And bring them back to me.
Number 5. The Black Cauldron. Disney has never been a stranger to scary moments, but The Black Cauldron marked their first animated feature to attain a PG rating.
Perhaps it may interest you to see what fate has in store for you.
The movie infamously cut 12 minutes, with some of the removed content supposedly being closer to PG-13 territory. While the finished film never goes quite that far, this may be the animation studio's most consistently gritty film with dire backdrops and fearsome villains, most notably the dreaded Horned King.
Oh, my soldiers, how long I have thirsted to be a god.
Occasionally, it almost feels as if we've wandered into a Ralph Bakshi fantasy film, making it one of Disney's riskiest ventures ever. Like several other entries on this list, it might not have been a financial success, but the film's dark tone was destined to garner a cult following over time.
No, you will not escape. You shall satisfy the cauldron's hunger.
Number 4. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Disney rejected Tim Burton's concept art on Black Cauldron, but he'd re-team with the mouse years later for a film based on his poem.
Say it once, say it twice, take a chance and roll the dice, ride with the moon in the dead of night.
While Burton conceived the wildly imaginative world, director Henry Selick led the production with a crew of stop-motion artists. Every frame of the film is a trick or treat, relishing in spooky locales like Halloweentown. Even the cheerful Christmas Town possesses an edge, although it's not as freaky as Jack Skellington's Sandy Claus.
You're right. Something is missing. But what?
Disney was concerned that the film might be too scary, opting to release it through their Touchstone label. Yet, Nightmare not only developed into a holiday classic, but it would pave the way for more collaborations with Burton, such as his feature-length version of Frankenweenie.
You're alive!
Number 3. The Watcher in the Woods. John Huff strikes again in this adaptation of Florence Engel Randall's novel. Pitching to Ron Miller, producer Tom Leach said that the film could, quote, be our exorcist.
You asked me once if I sense things. Well, I have.
That might sound like an odd fit for Disney, hence why the film wasn't a monster hit. However, Watcher in the Woods fully committed to being a legitimate horror movie, complete with foreboding locations, an unnerving score, and compelling performances from the likes of Bette Davis.
Sometimes there seems to be something out there. Sometimes I hear someone whispering in the wind.
Turning the camera into an all-seeing entity, We'd say that cinematographer Alan Hume borrowed from Evil Dead, but this film actually debuted first. Certain moments even echo The Shining, which also came out after its New York premiere. Underappreciated upon release, it's a chiller that deserves a second life.
Door. Must open door.
What door? Where?
Chapel. Soon. Very soon.
Number 2. Return to Oz. Whenever Hollywood revisits L. Frank Baum's Oz books, comparisons to the 1939 classic are inevitable. Rather than try to recapture the magic of that musical, Return to Oz took a more demented approach.
Come here, chicken!
Instead of singing Over the Rainbow, the film opens with Dorothy merely being subjected to electrotherapy. Instead of merrily skipping down the yellow brick road, Dorothy finds herself running from wheelers, headless princesses, and claymation horrors. This might have been too jarring for audiences at the time. Over the years, though, people came to appreciate the film's pulse-pounding nature and how different it is from the Judy Garland version. There's always been a dark edge to this material, and Return to Oz went as far as you can go while still being family-friendly.
I believe I'll lock you in the tower for a few years till your head is ready, and then I'll take it.
I believe you will not.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Fantasia, Demons and Dinosaurs in D minor. Don't Look Under the Bed. We definitely slept on the couch with the lights on after watching this.
Francis?
Larry?
Do you think I look a little strange? But when you grow up, sometimes you change.
Mr. Boogedy. Freddy and Jason got nothing on the Boogedy Man.
Look here, Boogedy, don't you think this haunting business has gone far enough? Boogedy! Boogedy! Okay, so you don't want to talk, fine.
Halloweentown 2, KALABAR'S Revenge. The Empire Strikes Back of Halloweentown movies.
This can't be happening.
That's weird. My teeth won't come out. I'm really thirsty.
Tower of Terror. Every bit as thrilling as the ride.
If anyone needs help, it's you.
Checking in.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Pinocchio. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. But you might have to work through a few nightmares first.
And when you are growing too old, you will make good firewood.
Disney's Pinocchio might not be the darkest adaptation of Carlo Collodi's novel, which is pretty hardcore in its own right. Yet, no version possesses as many standout scary moments. While much of the film is vibrant and delightful, this makes it all the more scarring when Stromboli threatens Pinocchio or Monstro attempts to feast upon our heroes.
He's gone!
Where'd he go?
Look out!
Of course, the scene that sticks with us the most is Lampwick's transformation, which is right out of a David Cronenberg movie. There may be a happy ending for Pinocchio, but Lampwick's fate reminds us that actions sometimes have irreversible consequences.
Mama!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.